al-Aqsa, Jerusalem, a sanctuary on a hilltop. Around it, the earth falls away. The north and west walls of al-Aqsa are not walls at all. They're a porous urban border that houses people, schools, libraries, and archives. Within its walls, al-Aqsa has 7 mosques, 4 minarets, 26 terraces, 10 domes, 25 wells, 14 fountains, 8 colonnaded arches, as well as museums, libraries, archives, and court registers, and 12 schools. Many are exquisite works of art. Most have been restored or adapted or augmented over the centuries. They demonstrate in stone that aspect of Islamic artistic and scholarly practice that we see so clearly in music and in manuscripts. The newcomer comments on, embroiders, riffs off, develops, competes with, refutes, rejects, but always sees their work in relation to what has come before. Here, stone by stone, over 1,400 years, a civilization constructed a layered and harmonious work of civic and sacred art. The Arab route, hale, is to arrive in a place with the intention of staying. It can lead to ihtilal, occupation, and ihlat, substitution. The Palestinians say that the Israelis in East Jerusalem have moved from the phase of ihtilal to that of ihlal. We can deal with them living here alongside us, they say, but they want to live here instead of us. This is 48 all over again. In 2000, in a street near Wailing Wall Plaza, you might have noticed a hole-in-the-wall outlet displaying ill-printed leaflets that spoke of the third temple. It was the millennium, and the world was full of crazy ideas. But from the Western Wall, the Israelis were digging under the al-Aqsa sanctuary, digging since 1968. The cliff face under the sanctuary's southern wall has become a puzzle of excavational entrances and archaeological walkways. Tunnels deep underground come out in Silwan, the pretty green village just outside the southern walls, and there, through demolition orders, fines, taxes, police raids, closures, stop and search, detentions, banishment, and attacks by settlers, the Israelis clear a space to construct an alternative reality. Instead of Silwan, a theme park, the city of David. Israel uses Bible stories to destroy Palestinian lives. Baka, to weep. After the fall of Granada, 1492 AD or 899 AH, and with the end of the world of Al-Andalus, the hospitable Moroccan quarter in Jerusalem became home to a great many Jewish and Muslim refugees from Christian Spain. With these new displaced arrivals, there grew a practice of Jewish residents and visitors praying and mourning by the sanctuary al-Buraq wall, and the wall took on the additional name of Hatit Mabka, the Wall of Weeping. In 1967, Israelis' bulldozers razed the Moroccan neighborhood to the ground, and on its ruins built Wailing Wall Plaza, where only Jews could weep. Baka, to weep. We instead of you. Between Western Wall Plaza and Jaffa Gate, the Temple Institute's shop has grown into a huge emporium. There's a platform, a viewing platform, where you can look through a glass case with a model of the third temple in it and see the temple obliterate the Dome of the Rock. A pickup truck tours the streets with great boulders on its tray and a legend that says, "The foundation stones of the third temple." the virtual world carries tidings of the breeding of crimson worms and the engineering of red heifers and the attainment of stations on the road to Armageddon. Al-Aqsa makes of Jerusalem a model of the world as it should be, industrious, competitive, worldly, but gently easing you towards a space that is tranquil, contemplative, communal, and free of worldly concerns. In the city, though you cannot see the sanctuary, you know that it's there, never more than a few paces from you, its doors always open, its walls not borders to shut you out, but thresholds to mark your entry, to help yourself shift as you pass through. University, cathedral, park, town hall, school, museum, library, and playground. Free, accessible, inclusive, the center of a world, now cut off from the world. Circling Al-Aqsa, destroying neighborhoods, digging tunnels, closing gates, killing people, street by street, house by house, moving in with laws, with taxes, with administrative orders, with settlers, with soldiers, with machine guns, with money, with barbed wire and flags, and pig-fat-coated bullets, and security, and soldiers, and guns, and settlers. Building the third temple, establishing Israeli hegemony from the Nile to the Euphrates, and fast-laning to Armageddon may be the goal of ideologically motivated settlers, but it would remain a hole-in-the-wall dream without financial backing. Settlers wedge themselves into unwelcoming Palestinian communities and build high-rises there, devote themselves to harassing and terrorizing Palestinians. It seems doubtful that the billionaires financing them are paying for prime seats at the end of days. More likely, they and the Israeli government are investing in the stage just before it. Theme Park City of David has hardly anything to show except tunnels and speculation. Theme Park Jerusalem, though, will have a temple and crimson curtains and priests in crimson robes, a money spinner. Every day, Israel kills and arrests and detains and interrogates and demolishes. Every day, the settlers and soldiers stroll into the sanctuary. Every day, the language of the authorities shades further into settler Third Temple language. The language of justice and decency is no longer relevant. The language of human rights is bitter. The language of red heifers and crimson worms and cable cars and crimson worms and holy package tours is swelling. Here in the heart of the world that will burst soon.